When I have family in town, my driver, my personal driver, will go and pick up my family. And what's cool is I can even tell him like, hey, it's my mom's birthday, pick up some flowers on the way. He'll pick her up with flowers. He'll pick up my auntie with flowers. He'll make sure my friends get from point A to point B. We had friends in town for, we were all in town for a conference, and I wanted to take them to church. I wanted to take them to our country club to have lunch. And so I knew that they were gonna be like, okay, well, I got all these bags. How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do that? One of the things about me is that, and this is really, now we're about to talk about business strategy a little bit in here too. You cannot provide high-end experiences if you don't have high-end experiences. So one of the things that I've really been blessed to be able to do is to go to the best hotels and learn from them. We took our clients to the Four Seasons, and it was incredible. And one of the things that she said, I asked her to define luxury. I'm about to let y'all in on $1 million secret. Do y'all know how she defined luxury? Child, it's the best definition I've ever heard. She said, luxury is the absence of worry. Now, if that don't make you feel just good, I don't know what will. So luxury is the absence of worry. So when I wanted to take my friends around, I didn't want to worry about, can they fit in our car? Can they not? Are they going to be sitting on Christelle's Cheerios? So I called my driver and I said, hey, and he has a team. And so he said, yeah, I'll have someone pick up your friends from their hotel, take them to church, wait at the church. And then after church, we realized, hey, we have time before they need to get to the airport. So we were able to take them to our country club. And I knew my country clubs are, because not a country club is a private club that you pay to have access to. And typically there's golf there, there's tennis there, there's several restaurants there, and it's not crowded traditionally. One of the things I like about country clubs is when you want to get a seat, you can have a seat for the most part. And so it's not crowded, you're not rushed, it's excellent service. You pay a buy-in to get in the club. There's a fee that you pay up front just to be a member, and then you have a monthly fee that you pay. And it's a cashless system. So when you go into these clubs, at least the way ours works, we're a part of a couple, the way they both work, I'm not pulling out my card. I don't have to worry about, do I have this, do I have that? You give them your member number and they charge everything to your member number. And at the end of the month, you have a little bill and you pay the bill monthly. So I take tennis lessons at my club. I go to brunch at my club. If I want to do golf lessons, I can do it at my club. And then I don't have to worry about, okay, do I have my card? Do I have this swiping, waiting? None of that. They know you by name. They know your orders. They remember how you like things. And so I was able to do this with my friends. And because we had the driver, they didn't have to worry about lugging their luggage out, putting their luggage back in, etc. So it was easier for us because we didn't have to take them to the airport because that saves time. Even though we love our friends, we want to spend valuable, intimate time with them, talking, praising, worshiping, doing whatever we do. But, driving them to the airport, no big deal. We were able to take them, we were able to have them taken to the airport by our driver. And one of my friends came up to me and she was just like, hey, I've never had a black car waiting on me. And I was like, and it was just such a heartfelt thank you. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh my goodness, because I figured out how to outsource and live this life and I work hard and we're able to do these things, I'm able to spend valuable time with my friends. And I really did it because I treat people the way I want to be treated, but also because I like hanging out with my friends. I like hanging out with my husband. I like hanging out with my daughter. And I don't want to have to worry about the extra stressors that come with hosting. So when you learn to outsource, you can extend that extra time to your friends. You can extend your vendors and your resources and your team. This is my personal team. So just to say, all that to say, you get this down, you're going to be able to provide your family with different experiences and show them a better quality of life. Because as hard as we work as entrepreneurs, quality of life is going to be something that you're going to need to systematize. Everyone talks about building your business team. What we don't talk about enough is building your personal team. Because having a good business team and having no personal teams means you're getting off work and you're doing other jobs. Cleaning is a profession. It is a profession that I don't necessarily want to be in, but it is a profession that I respect very deeply. And so I'm going to pay my cleaners, and they are in that profession, and they do it better than I ever could, right? And so you want to make sure that you are extending these services even to people who come. So if you don't drive yourself, you don't have to drive your friends. Get a good driver, and then that handles that. If you want to. This is all optional. I ain't forcing nobody. Okay? Administrative tasks. You can hire a VA from anywhere in the world. I want you guys to think about the marketplace, the hiring marketplace, as a global marketplace. Meaning, I live in Georgia, I live in Chicago, I could hire somebody in Trinidad. I live in Tennessee, I live in Texas, I could hire somebody in India. You have a global marketplace. And the rate of pay is very much dependent on the global marketplace. You know how in Cali it's more expensive to live than in Iowa? So the average salary for someone in California is going to be higher for particular roles than it will be in Iowa. Okay, well, it works similarly in the global hiring marketplace. Before we could compete, before we could provide competitive pay in one market, I looked at my dollars and my budget and I said, where can I provide competitive pay? Where can I afford to pay competitively? And those are the regions, the countries, and the areas in which I hired. Now, before y'all come for me, because I've had someone be like, I can't believe you do that. Like, you don't pay, you should da-da-da-da. Can we please grow up? Like, can we mature? Can we mature in how we operate as business owners to the degree that you have to understand that we do not pay everyone the same salary for a reason? Your personal worth is unlimited. All humans are created equal. All skill sets have different value to the company. You pay based on the skill set, and then you reward people who are excellent. So you pay more, you do bonuses, increases, and raises. But sometimes I can pay a life-changing salary in one locale, but I can only pay I'm not as competitive in another locale. So before you say you can't afford this, you can't afford that, count the cost, figure out where you can compete, and then hire in the areas, in the locales where your dollar is competitive. That is just called being an astute business person. And if you don't know about hiring, you need to get the Speak Your Way to Cash book. Go to speakyourwaytocash.com/buy book. I think it's part 6 of that book covers how to hire internationally. Get into it, okay? So administrative tasks, we outsource.
Yeah. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. I need energy, need only good people that's around me. All the faith you can give, that's the recipe.